Yes, the test this week was the last, I don't want to say it's a real test, last unit test for sure. Because we'll take a practice test that will go in as a test grade. But it's not a unit test. It's an AP test. That will be severely curved, of course, to make it work. Anyway, let's back up to today. Two things I want to talk about in reverse order here. SimKC, whatever in the world that is, and videos. Videos are already in AP Classroom, and I went and checked and cleared it up. Like everyone's in the right spot, in the right period. You guys that moved, I had you moved. Miss Boney, worked her magic and got you situated in the right spot. So they are automatically assigned, not automatically, I assign them to you through AP Classroom. They will count as a grade. I mean, the only grade is, did you watch it? So it's not like, there's not even a quiz associated with it. It's just, did you watch it? And yes, that means, I'll admit this, because I've been guilty of this for some of the things that we have to do as, I'm making sure Dr. Nazar is not walking by. Actually, it's district level stuff.
Check
the hallway. It's not really that big a deal. But we get some of our teacher training stuff, especially like the mundane, boring stuff. They put on videos, but it's like they check to make sure you watch it. You guys probably haven't done this yet, but you hit play on the video, and then you go and you play on your phone or go, whatever, and just leave it running, and you come back, like, check, did that. If you do that with these review videos, I won't know. All right? So if you want to do that, I won't know the difference. But I will say they are super helpful. It's hosted by a guy and a girl, a female teacher and a male teacher, who are both high up in the AP grading world, and so their hints are really good. They're super helpful. They're funny in a a dorky math teacher kind of way, and so I think they're engaging. Usually students say yes. It's still calculus. It's still reviewing calculus. It's not a stand-up routine, but they're personable. They're engaging. I think they're worth the time. They're 45 minutes long. I assign 1 or 2 per week, so I think that's not too much to ask of you to, if you have a slow time in some other class or at home, find 45 minutes to watch the video. Again, they are super, super helpful. It says all the stuff that we've said. You know everything that's in there, but maybe these two people saying it a little different than I do. Maybe it jogs your memory or it sticks to something in your brain a little bit differently. I think they're super helpful. So I'll give you a grade for watching them. Again, I admit up front, if you just hit play and walk away, I won't know. But I think they're worthwhile. And again, I think they're engaging. It's not some dude with his back to you working problems on the board. You might run into that in college. That's always fun when you have that professor. But that's not what this is. They're working with a setup kind of like this, and they're kind of making jokes with each other and on the camera. And so, again, it's not a stand-up routine, but it's engaging, and I think it's super helpful. So the first one of those, they're all unlocked right now. So if you wanted to watch them all this weekend, I don't know why you would do that. I would space them out. But they're all unlocked. They will be due, you'll see this when you get into your My AP Classroom stuff. They're basically due the Sunday night after they're assigned. So next Monday, I'll officially assign Review Video 1, and it'll be due on Sunday the 3rd. So you basically get a week to watch 1 or 2 videos. So I don't think it'll be too bad. What I want you to do now is to grab your phone and see if you can get into My AP Classroom and see if you can find the video. I know it's there. First period was able, but they said AP Classroom had changed some things in how you log in, and so let's take care of that right now. Again, we're not missing anything. This is what we're doing today in class. So get your phone out, log into My AP Classroom, and see if you can figure out and locate those videos. Stuff you must know cold, meaning, I'll phrase it like one of my professors phrased it in college when he told us we had to memorize the Euler identity. You don't know that yet. Maybe you will someday. He said I should be able to call you up at 3 in the morning. You answer the phone groggily, and I say, what's Euler's identity? And you be able to rattle it off. That's what it means to know it cold. Like I call you at 3 in the morning and say, hey, Brett, what's the derivative of cosine? And you're like, negative sine. Why are you calling me, Mr. Wolf? And then hang up, but you got it right. I will not be calling you at 3 in the morning. Please don't call me at 3 in the morning. Although my phone's on silent, so it'd be fine. It'd just be a soft buzzing at 3 in the morning.
How do you wake up to an alarm? Mr. Wolf, is your phone number on your website?
Not my personal phone number. So here's your assignment for today. Your assignment for today is to fill in this page. Okay? Most of them are, or some of it's already filled in. The main thing I want you to fill in, actually let's work some of it together so you get the hang of what I'm talking about here. And then this is your, hold this dear, review this 5 minutes a night, 10 minutes a night, 15 minutes a night, every night until the AP test, and you'll have it down cold. And so maybe you don't review the whole thing, maybe just, like one box at a time. Maybe you do 2 boxes a night and just repeat. So after, a week or two, you get through all the boxes, and then you start over and do it again. So let's start at the top left. Y equals f of x must be continuous at each, critical point. So the definition of a critical point is dy dx equals
0
or
infinity.
Undefined. I don't know what that extra blank there is for. I think that's a typo. How do you know if there's a local minimum?
If dy dx goes from negative to positive.
A local maximum would be the other way. F prime changes positive to negative. Point of inflection is where concavity changes. It didn't even give you anything else.
F double prime changes sign.
Yeah, I guess you could write that there. F double prime changes signs. And then basic derivatives. Should know those. More derivatives. We're going to cross out some of those because we did not do, just because we're assuming they're not going to ask, inverse, cotangent, secant, and cosecant. We did sine, cosine, and tangent, but we did not do the 3 other ones. Up here at chain rule, so top, middle, first page, do you understand? Well, I guess first question is, they're asking you to take the derivative of f of u. So using their symbols here, what would the answer be? What's the derivative of f of u?
Yeehaw! Interruption. At this time, can you release all?
So, what's the derivative of f of u?
F of u times u prime.
Well, f prime of u times u prime. And then product rule is one of them times the derivative of the other one plus the other one times the derivative of whichever. Quotient rule, you got to be careful because the order matters.
V prime minus uv prime.
Let's see, gf prime. So vu prime minus uv prime over gv squared. Might have been helpful to just label them f and g because that's how we memorized it. Fundamental theorem of calculus, that just says if the derivative of capital F is little f, then the antiderivative of little f is capital F, and we subtract the limits. Like, we've done that so many times now that it's like, well, of course.
Top minus bottom.
Yeah. What we haven't done in a while is the other, what we call the second fundamental theorem of calculus. It's kind of the same thing, so that's why it's a corollary. The derivative of the integral.
That cancels each other out.
It does cancel each other out. I still need to do top minus bottom. So f of b of x but chain rule times b prime minus f of a of x times a prime. And a lot of times that bottom one is a constant, and so it just goes away and we don't have to worry about it. Flip it over. There's a few more things I want us to mark out. Integrals. Some of those we know well, others we don't know as well. We can mark out that last one, the integral of natural log of x, because we didn't talk about that. And I don't think they would have you do it.
What is it though?
It's x ln x minus x. Yeah. But to get there, you need kind of BC stuff, or just have it straight memorized. But I don't think they're going to ask you to integrate that. Now the rest of those you should be able to fill in. There's that arcsecant. We could mark that out. It's filled in, but we didn't do that. And I don't think you'll need to do that. So your assignment today is mostly just fill in those basic derivatives. So you may need to check with each other. You may need to look some up. You just Google them if you need them. Look in your notes. Look in a book. But then this becomes your... I killed my face isn't on there. Oh well. This becomes your study guide for the next 6-7 weeks. And again, we'll really start reviewing next week. I have a packet ready to go, and this is basically what we'll do. There won't be anything new assigned Friday, so that if you keep up with everything, you won't have any homework over the weekend, but that's a tall ask for most of you, not because you're lazy slackers, but because you have stuff going on, and so at least one night a week you've got something else happening. I get that. So there's sort of a breather day built into each of the weeks. We'll talk more about that next week. Again, job today is just fill out the blanks on the stuff you must know cold worksheet.